What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Said.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Woman says, I dated a married man for 3 years and didn't even know it. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
I dated a married man for 3 years. Things you say after a toxic relationship that people go, what? This dude had a whole life, a whole family. And I just thought this was normal. I thought it was normal that he was, only separated and not divorced. The whole time, until today. We went ring shopping. He took me ring shopping. This was not Caitlin's idea. He took me ring shopping. We went to open houses together because we wanted to live together. This man was fully integrated into my life. He met my children. We were having family dinners together. But I was never allowed to post us on social media. I was never allowed to advertise that I was in a relationship. And I didn't get to meet his family.
Those sound like red flags to me. But let's keep listening.
Because he's married. Why did I think this was so normal? Dude, me up. But what part of my brain malfunctioned where it was like, yeah, that's totally fine. Nothing about that sentence is fine. 3 years of my life. 3 years of my life gone to this man.
All right, guys, there you go. That's a story. But the question here is, whose fault is this? Who here is to blame? Is the man to blame or is she to blame? Well, this commenter chimed in and said, I can understand up to 6 months, but 3 years with the question mark, that's on you.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
He's like, yo, okay, 3 years and not knowing that that man is still married to his wife is crazy. And that's your fault. Well, she actually responded. Let's see what she had to say in response to that.
A married man for 3 years. I agree that I should have left a long time ago. Okay. But when your whole world is consumed by the chaos that is narcissism, it's really hard to understand how you can see a way out. I did not know what was up and what was down and what was real and what wasn't real. I was completely consumed by this man.
Oh, man. Oh, yes. Yes, the good old narcissistic man. I didn't know what was up and what was down. I was so confused. Why is it that women run to this right there? They love to use that like, he tricked me. He tricked me. How is it we see this constantly, but still we believe that women aren't more susceptible to these type of situations where they blind themselves? Or could it be that society lies to them? Let's get back into it.
Which is exactly what they want. They manipulate you to the point where you just think that your whole reality is not real. And if I would have just changed a little bit more, I would have been completely in his life. And that's exactly what I wanted. So yes, I am to blame. I do not disagree with you there. I should have left. But sometimes when you're a victim of narcissism, you just can't because you're consumed by the chaos.
All right, guys, there she goes. She's a victim of narcissism, and that's why she couldn't leave. She was consumed by the chaos. So what do you guys think of what she had to say? As you'd expect, a couple people disagreed, like this woman who says playing the victim, but the only victim is this man's actual wife and kids. Another female commenter here says everything is always narcissism's fault. Accountability is okay.
Women.
Okay, something I just thought of here. If you're talking to a woman and you ask her what was the problem with your past relationships, if you hear narcissism and he was a narcissist a bunch of times, guys, it's only a matter of time till you get that label too. And she goes on TikTok and puts your photo out there. And that's the nightmare experience a lot of these women are putting these men through. Another commenter here says, even if he was separated, he's still married, with exclamation marks. The wife needs to know. Another comment here from another chick says, it doesn't matter if he is separated, he wasn't divorced, aka still married. And on the topic of lack of accountability, do you guys think this like ongoing, never-ending conversation of lack of accountability when it comes to dating and women in particular is a result of modern day feminism? Well, this woman seems to think so. Let's check it out.
I'm gonna get called a pick me, I already know, but I don't care. Why is it that modern feminism just promotes this idea that absolutely nothing is a woman's fault ever Even in her own life, her own choice, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's men. It's all men. And I get these comments all the time saying like, oh, you're shaming women because they got abused, or you're shaming women because they got, you know, hurt by a man or whatever. You're shaming them like it's their fault. First of all, no, I'm not. It's not your fault that a man is evil and abusive. Okay, that's not your fault. You're not responsible for that. But you are responsible for yourself and the positions that you put yourself in. And me personally, if I was consistently choosing these absolute garbage men to date, marry, whatever it is, that are consistently abusing me, I think it's fair that you should self-reflect. Like, you can sit there all day long and go, men are horrible, men are trash, men are this. Okay, but is that helping you? Is that serving you? Is that mindset getting you anywhere? No. So instead, why don't you take a little responsibility, self-reflect, and evaluate, why is it that I keep choosing these horrible people?
Come on now.
And then correct that. And do better for yourself.
And by the way, before we make this solely about women, because, you know, I know someone's like, oh, what about the men? This is great advice for anybody, men included. Men, you need to do the same thing. You need to improve. But you know what the problem is? Men hear that and they know that. But just in case, yes, all people need to accept accountability and look themselves in the mirror. But for some reason, women do have a tougher time doing it, don't you think?
And have a good life instead of whining and crying all the time that men are so horrible. Not all men are horrible. Not all women are good. But you can be good and you can make good choices.
She said, I know you guys hate it when I pause these videos, but I just really want to capitalize on a few things here. She says, not all men are horrible. That was easy to accept, right? But not all women are good. Ooh, it's like you're not allowed to say that. Saying not all women are good and you feeling uncomfortable by that statement, that's something that has been trained within you by today's gynocentric society. Is like anything that's unflattering about female nature, you cannot say. It's been programmed. You've been programmed to think like this, which is why in most cases you lean towards, well, people on this channel drink coffee, so they're not going to do that. But most people, they lean towards being more understanding and sympathetic towards a woman, right? Let's get back into it.
I don't know. I just feel like sitting here and telling women that nothing is their fault it's not helping anyone. It's just not. And I know there's people that are going to sit there and go, that's not what's happening. Is that what's happening with every single person in the world? No, I'm not addressing every single woman in the world. I'm addressing the ones who think this way, because there are women who think this way. And they live in my comment section. Every woman is capable of making better choices for herself. Don't be a victim. Don't waste your time sitting there blaming men for all your problems. Be smart, make good choices. You're capable. Do better for yourself.
All right, there you go. So back to this chick who says, hey, you know, I was dating this guy and he was married and I was with him for 3 years and had no idea. Let's get back to these comments. First comment here says, funny, the wife story is different. I'm assuming that's supposed to say so. Somebody posted, a woman posted, which is the wife that was involved in this situation. Let's keep reading. Somebody responded back to that comment and said that was just a lady in a similar situation, not the actual wife of the man she's talking about. Another person added to the conversation, said, no, she made another video. It ain't her. And another comment here says, she said I was the wife in that situation. It seems like the wife might have responded. This next comment says, I don't know. I don't believe you. I believe the wife's story. And someone else responded back to this chick. So people here are going back and forth. This woman says, that's not the wife. Y'all irritating. Laugh out loud. The lady was saying she was the wife in this situation, meaning a situation like this one, not this actual one. Again, somebody says his wife made a video and your story does not match hers. Well, I went ahead and tried to find the video. Luckily, I did find the video of this wife who they said actually was in that situation responded. Let's see if it's actually the wife or somebody who was just in a similar situation. Let's check it out.
I dated a married man for 3 years. Things you say after a toxic relationship that people...
When I saw the video, I thought I should stitch this. Excuse the filter because I haven't washed my face today. I was the wife in that situation. And I completely was clueless. And then I heard from someone that my ex-husband was dating a girl and they were having a long-term relationship. Then I found out that he rented a house for her for over half a year. And the house that he rented for her was a block away from the daycare my daughter used to go to. And apparently he told her that I was mentally ill, I was abusive towards him and our daughter, which none of that was true. And he told her all kinds of crazy stories about me, out to destroy my reputation, my image, and then come home to try to make me feel like I was the crazy one. If I was crying, I was just being useless. If I was mad, I was just a crazy. And then eventually I found out that they were dating, so I confronted him and I wanted to get a divorce. And then he turned against the girl that he was dating. He said I never wanted to date her and it was her threatening me that she might kill herself. And then saying that she's mentally ill, and he even gave me her family members' phone numbers for me to call to confront that she's in fact crazy. Anyways, all those things drove me crazy. I just wanted to be done with. I just wanted my peace back. And so I told the girl, I said, I'm sorry this happened to me and happened to you. I hope that you will find your peace because I am done. He's all yours. He's all yours. And then fast forward, I am now in another relationship, happily. And then, yeah.
Okay, I don't think that's the same wife from the story. You guys may disagree, but I just don't think that's the same wife. Yeah. Comment down below, man. This is open discussion. Comment down below. So back to this chick, right? The woman who's like, hey, I didn't know 3 years I was with a narcissist, whatever. Let's read a few more of these comments, a few more comments here. This girl says, girl, you knew. And the man here says, you knew, with the thinking emoji. Another guy says, you knew. All these have like thousands of likes. So most people are just not buying the whole, I was with the narcissist for 3 years. Another chick here says, wait, 3 years? She definitely knew he was married, not meeting his kids, parents, his ex-wife, friends in those 3 years. She knew. Yep. Another woman here says, why would you do this? With question mark, separated is still married. I could never. Next comment here, another woman says, you knew, come on, keep it real. Next here, gentleman says, but it was his fault. Laugh out loud. You knew everything and you still didn't mind. 3 years, question mark, you knew. Finally, she had to respond to all these people who are like, you knew, you knew, you knew. And our last video, this is what she had to say. Let's get it.
Tell his wife? His wife knows. His wife knows that he's in relationships with people. His wife knows this.
I'm confused.
They just won't get divorced. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why I thought this was okay. I met his wife and we had a whole meeting and like we were gonna move forward with me meeting the kids, but she didn't approve of me. Like you have to pass like tests in order to like be involved in this man's life. And I thought this was normal for 3 years. So lessons have been learned and Caitlyn will no longer be receiving this kind of toxicity in her life. If this happens to you, run, baby, run!
Yo.
Women.
See, guys, this is what happens when you tell women things like, follow your heart. Go where your heart's desired. Nope, don't take advice from other people. Follow your heart. Do what's right for you. Don't seek wise counsel. Definitely don't watch the coffee pod. Definitely don't drink coffee. This is exactly what happens. This disaster. Because if you think in those 3 years she didn't have somebody telling her like, yo, this, you understand you're getting played in this situation. If you think people didn't come to her and tell her what she should be doing and to watch out for these red flags, because they could see without the rose-colored lenses, they weren't in the situation. If you think she didn't have that, then you're wrong. She just chose to do what's best for her. She chose to follow her feelings in her heart. It was excitement. And quite frankly, I think this is just what she gets. Unfortunately, there's children involved, it seems like, in this situation, and a family that's been messed up. Maybe before it was already kind of over, but definitely it's in stone now that family is in shambles. So feel bad for the kids. But as always, guys, what do you think of this situation? Comment down below. Listen, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.